Welcome back, YouTube. Blake Shadowthorn here, back again for my 200 subscriber special. First, this is going to be part one, which is basically going to be an entire week of Wi-Fi battles. Nothing more, nothing less. Just two Wi-Fi battles a day. First it's going to be Mono Monday, so you're going to get two Mono Monday uploads. Then on Tuesday, you're going to get a Mono Monday upload, and then a Wi-Fi Wednesday. Wednesday, you're going to get two Wi-Fi battles. On Thursday, you're going to get a Wi-Fi battle and a face cam Friday. On Friday, you're going to get two face cams. On Saturday, I stream, and on Sunday, you're going to get a face cam and then a mono battle. So you'll get three mono battles, three Wi-Fi battles, and three face cam battles during the course of this week. Because, I know a lot of people like Wi-Fi battles. So, I just thought it'd be something pretty cool to have. So first up is this mono battle. I had it pretty recently in a stream of mine. So once again, I'm using my mono steel team. He's using mono dark. Threats I gotta work out for is definitely the Greninja, and I believe he also had a Crocodile, which could also be a bit of a threat to have. So I will have to pay attention to that. As he opts to lead off with Weavile, that's fine by me. I'm not really fearing too much from this Weavile. I mean, like, Weavile's a threat, except for the fact when I'm facing a mono steel team where I have no weaknesses to ice, so I'm not too worried about it. It turns out it has Brick Break, and that Brick Break does a little too much damage, so I'm thinking in the back of my mind it might be banded. It might be, but at the same time, I don't want to switch out because I have a feeling he'll predict that and go for like a Night Slash, unless of course he is banded, in which case he won't. But anyways, what I'm gonna do is I'm just going to set up my Rizzle Drizzle racks, just because to get some break any potential sashes he might have, because I know a lot of mono dark players like to run sashes on a lot of things, just because a lot of dark Pokemon are really fragile. So, just to break those, and then I go for a Seismic Toss just to get off a bit of chip damage off on this Weavile, just, weaken it down just a little bit. And, yeah, that's basically what it is. So now, what I'm going to do is basically, I'm death foddering this Weavile right now. There is absolutely no reason for Weavile, this, Registeel. There's no real reason to keep him around. Mainly, I get it up to get up Stealth Rocks and then die. Sometimes I'll save it as switch fodder, but in this situation, I really don't feel like I need it. So I'm going to fodder off my my Lidl to get a clean switch into Surprise, because now I'm thinking he's banded. He has to be banded. He hasn't gone for a single move. I can set up a substitute. Even if he isn't, I can still set up a substitute and then do a KO him with Sacred Sword. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to set up a substitute as he brings in the Honchkrow. I guess not predicting me to be substitute, maybe like setting up an SD or something and then Sucker Punch me or something like that. But anyways, as he does go for Sucker Punch, I predict this go for Swords Dance. So, now I'm in a pretty decent position, because now not only am I behind a sub, but I'm also at +2. Even though I don't have any attack investment, it still is a pretty good position. And then, of course, I have I'm only lost 12% of my HP because I did get 13% back from leftovers. So what he's going to do is he's going to switch in his Tyranitar, which honestly I thought was a bit of a weird play, in my opinion, because I do have the 4x super effective Sacred Sword, which it does seem like a bit of a weird play, but I don't know. Maybe he was expecting something else. But anyways, I predict another Sucker Punch, so I'm going to set up to +3 now. So now I'm pretty sure I can kill just about anything that's super effective with Sacred Sword, even though it's not stab, and even though I don't have any attack EVs, I'm pretty sure I can handle it. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to be able to outspeed this Tyranitar, because I am Jolly Aegislash, Jolly sub Aegislash, and I'm able to go for that nice and powerful Sacred Sword and basically knock out that Tyrantrum. So that's pretty cool. That's one threat I don't have to worry about. I didn't really view the Tyrantrum as too much of a threat, but if it was Mega and it starts setting up like Dragon Dances, Earthquakes on my team would have been detrimental. So it could have been a threat. But anyways, he's gonna send out his Greninja right here. I'm not really too sure what this Greninja wants to do. I mean, like, I was kind of thinking maybe in the back of my mind he would go for like a ghost type attack or something like that. But even if he did, then I would have Shadow Sneak, so I'm not really sure what it wanted to do. So I did just opt to go for the safe Sacred Sword. And then that will be able to knock out the Greninja as he does go for the Dark Pulse. So, that worked out in the end. Although, quite frankly, I would have probably went for like a Scald or something. Because, like, I'm in Blade form, so you didn't really need the super effective damage and all that fun stuff. So I don't know. But anyways, right here, I predicted him to predict me to either set up a substitute or King Shield by going for Sucker Punch. I don't know. but I predicted the King Shield, so like Sucker Punch. But anyways, I predicted him not to go for Sucker Punch. In other words, and I went for Sacred Sword, and it turns out he outspeeds me. Went for knockoff, so it didn't really matter anyways. But anyways, enough of that. Let's get back into the battle. I'm going to send out my Scarfed Excadidle. Just because it's jolly, it's choice scarfed, it's guaranteed to outspeed and basically not really wreck his life, but just deal lots of damage to everything. So I do decide to lock myself into Brick Break just because I do know he has that Honchkrow running around. I don't want to lock myself into Rock Slide just because it's Rock Slide and it won't affect everything as much as I want to. And then Brick Break is a happy medium. Right now I don't want to break the bluff that I'm Scarfed. I don't want him to know. So I'm going to switch out into Bubbles. Basically, Death Fodder Bubbles gets some nice clean switch initiative. As he decides to Mega Evolve right here into Mega Houndoom. And it's pretty cool that he's using Mega Houndoom. I don't ever see Houndoom anymore. Like, it's a pretty cool Pokemon in my opinion. As he gets up a Nasty Plot, so now I'm pretty scared. I'm pretty scared. Like, I know I have a lot of bulk in Empoleon. As he goes for the Dark Pulse, I'm like, well, this is probably the end of Empoleon. But no, Empoleon lives that, and lives it pretty decently, in my opinion, too. So I am able to knock out the Houndoom with the Scalzino. That just goes to show you, Empoleon's pretty decent, actually. Imagine when the Sinnoh remakes come out, because they're obviously going to make a Sinnoh remakes. When Mega Empoleon comes out, the bulk will be real. But anyways, I'm like, what? Why do I don't need this Bubbles anymore. And a Sucker Punch is painfully obvious. So why would he? Moxie. Mom, an idiot. So I basically let this Honchkrow set up the plus, give this Honchkrow basically a free +1. So now I'm pretty scared right now because I'm like, well, I have an Excadrill that can't take a hit, and then I have a Heatran that might be able to take a hit, but not very well, and then I have this Scizor that can take a hit, but I don't know how well it can take a hit because it does have pretty good bulk. But anyways, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go for a Aerial Ace. Right now, I really wanted to go for a Sucker Punch, a Bullet Punch, but I couldn't risk the fact of it not killing. And then he pulling out like Heat Wave or something. So I did have to go for the safe Aerial Ace and then just continue on like that. But anyways, now he's gonna bring in his Bisharp, and I'm going to go for the Roost as he sets up a Swords Dance. And I'm like, out of the frying pan and into the bloody fire. I avoided getting swept by a Honchkrow only to get swept by a Bisharp, because I'm pretty sure nothing on my team can take a +2 Sucker Punch. Like, except for Scizor, but Scizor can't really retaliate back with much. I mean, look at how much that Aerial Ace was doing. It was doing absolutely nothing. And right here, I didn't even feel like going for a Bullet Punch, because really, what would it have done? It would have done absolutely nothing. So I'm like, alright, I have two options. I have my Heatran and I have my Excadrill. And I know Excadrill couldn't do it. So I went out to Heatran. I'm like, come on, Heatran. I believe in you. And it actually turns out to live. I did do a calc on it and a +2. He said he was Jolly, which was his fatal mistake. If he was adamant, I'm pretty sure a +2 Sucker Punch would have killed. But I did run a calc and a Jolly +2 Bisharp Sucker Punch. Had a chance of doing, I believe, like a maximum of 88 without a crit. So I was able to pull out the very narrow 2-0 victory for that. So, hopefully you enjoyed the Wi-Fi battle. Hopefully you enjoyed my narration. If you did, leave a like and a comment. Hopefully you're enjoying. You'll enjoy this week with all the Wi-Fi battle uploads. And thank you all for getting me to 200 subscribers too. That's pretty awesome. I really enjoy that. So thank you all for that, and I will see you all next time. Bye.